Hello students, welcome back to my online class. This is Sharkat Taslima Afroz, lecturer, Department of English. Well dear students, in our previous class we talked about different topics and different units. In those unit we talked about different topics. Well dear students, this is actually your schedule class, and in our today's class we will talk about unit 7. And in this unit we will know about some important personalities, the people who stand out actually. So dear learner, their footstep is actually inspiration for us, and always we get motivated from them, their step. So in this lesson we will talk about Mother Teresa actually. So dear learner, before I start, it's important to mention here that in our today's topic we'll learn how to write a summary. Though at the same time it's true that in our examination we find an unseen, we have to write a summary, but we learn about a summary from a seen passage, but the rules and regulations are the same. Well dear learner, so let's talk about how to write a summary. You can see that I have mentioned here the topic how to write a summary. Well, at first I want to say the definition actually what summary means. Summary is like that, giving any information, short information actually about the passage, and in that case you have to write as your own word, and you are not permitted here to write from or out of this passage. So you have to write the summary as a whole of a passage. Well dear learner, for writing a summary it's important to mention here that there are some elements, essential elements actually. The elements are, you can see, the topic sentence. There are actually 3 elements. First one is topic sentence. Topic sentence means you have to read the summary, you have to read the passage properly so that you can find out the subject, find out what is the passage about actually, and who is the author of this passage. Like this way you can find out the subject of this passage. So actually this is your topic sentence. After that, to build up this thing, and that means topic sentence, you have to find out some supporting sentence actually. When you will read the passage, in that case you will find some important ideas, and of course you are not permitted to write the irrelevant ideas which is not related to these topics, and in that case you have to find out some ideas that is related to the passage. So supporting sentence will help you to build a summary properly. After that, you have to write a concluding sentence. Dear learners, please remember that when you are writing a summary, you have to write a conclusion sentence so that a reader easily can understand what you want to say actually in your passage, and they get an overview about the whole passage. So it's very important when you are writing a summary, in that case you have to write a nice concluding sentence in that case. So dear learner, please remember 3 things that is essential elements actually for summary writing. One is topic sentence, that is supporting sentence, and after that the concluding sentence. Well dear learner, suppose you have already completed to read the passage and now you want to start to write a summary. In that case, what are the requirements? I have already written these requirements. You have to give emphasis on these 7 things because it will help you to obtain a good marks in your examination. So dear learner, let's start to know the ideas which is very important to write a summary. Well, first one, what to do. First one, identify the subject. Yes dear learner, as I earlier told you, that topic sentence, in that case you have to identify the subject actually from the passage. When you will read the passage, please remember 3 things which I already mentioned in my previous lecture, that you have to follow the skill of writing, like reading, like scanning, skipping and skimming. In these three things. So find out this subject. After that, show the same order as original. So dear learner, you can see it's very important. Show the same order. You will find different paras in a paragraph passage. In that case, make sure that you are writing the main ideas and maintaining the serial, so that don't write haphazardly. Please, synchronization is very important, remember it, and write, of course, write it serially as the original passage is. Next important thing is write only main points. Yes, about this thing I have already mentioned that you have to write the main ideas of the passage. You will find relevant and supporting, of course, supporting sentence, but you have to write only the gist of the passage. After that, don't write direct course. Yes, dear learner, I know you have ideas about about direct and indirect speech. In that case, when you are writing a summary, please make sure that you are writing in an indirect speech. You are not permitted here to write any course, any line indirectly. Well, after that, stop copying and pasting. Here, dear learner, I'm sorry to say that many of you have misconceived that summary writing is really very easy. It's not a big deal at all. Copy and pasting is a very common thing when we see answer script. In that case, I want to mention you here that, dear learner, please be careful and stop copying and pasting from the passage. Please use your own words, own vocabulary, and own way to write a summary. After that, use own vocabulary. As I told you earlier that this thing, vocabulary, every day please learn new words, vocabulary, synonyms, antonyms, so that you can enrich your English. So it's important that you are not only copying and pasting the same thing, same word. So use your own words so that it seems very lively. After that, do not write more than 50 words. So dear learner, this is absolutely very important, because when you are writing a summary, I have already told you that you have to write a gist, the overview of a passage. In that case, don't make it elaborate. Please remember that you have to write here only the main ideas, and of course in indirect sentence, in an indirect sentence. So remember and give emphasis on these 7 do's actually. So dear learner, I hope you understood the total process of writing a summary, and of course if you follow these things, you will obtain a very good marks in your examination. Well, dear learner, now I'm going to read the passage for you, and of course you have to ensure that you are writing the whole passage, and after reading the passage, please write a summary emphasizing on my lecture, so that you can obtain good marks. And after completing writing a summary, please send it to your subject teacher. So let's start to read Unit 7, Lesson 4. Well, the students, let's start to know about this passage. What about actually this passage? This passage is about Unit 7, Lesson 4, and this passage is about Mother Teresa. Well, dear student, make sure that you have EFT book with you, because I have managed a book for you to read out the passage for you, and make sure that you have completed to read the whole passage properly. Well, let's start to know about this passage. Well, it was autumn, August 26, 1910. A little girl was born in an Albanian descent rich Catholic merchant's family in a small town called Skopje, Macedonia. Please, dear students, underline this line, because it may help you to answer a question from this line. After that, we can see that she was the youngest of the 3 siblings and was named Agnes Gonzabo Azu. Actually, it is her full name. Well, who had known that this tiny little girl would one day become the servant of humanity? love, and serve the poorest of the poor, and become the mother of humanity. This line is also important for answering question MCQ at the same time for summary writing. Well, next, yes, we are talking about none other than Mother Teresa. Now, dear student, next line, you can see that I have already underlined the important line from the passage. Please make sure that you have also underlined this line. Well, at the age of 12, she heard a voice from within her that urged her to spread the love of Christ, and she decided that she would be a missionary. At the age of 18, she left her parental home. She then joined an Irish community of nuns called the Sister of Loreto, which had missions in India. This lines also equally important for summary writing. Well, after a few months of training at the Institute of the Blessed Virgin Mary in Dublin, Mother Teresa came to India. On May 24, 1931, she took very initial vows as a nun. From 1931 to 1948, Mother Teresa taught geography and catechism, religious instruction, at St. Mary's High School in Calcutta, then Kolkata. However, the prevailing poverty in Calcutta had a deep impact on Mother Teresa's mind, and in 1948 she received permission from her superiors to leave the convent and devote herself to work among the poorest of the poor in the slums of Calcutta. So, dear students, you can see Mother Teresa is a prominent character, and of course she is an idol for everyone. And we can see that she wanted to become a missionary to spread the love of Christ. And the important thing which make her different from other, that her deep thinking and feelings makes her different from other girls at such an early age. Here we find a words like she heard a voice from within herself are used actually to describe the difference. And we saw that in the first 17 years in India, Mother Teresa taught geography, catechism at St. Mary's High School in Calcutta. So, dear students, if you want to write a summary from this passage, please make sure that you have completed to read the passage, and I can help you that you can write by this way, and of course you have to follow your own way. Well, if we talk that Mother Teresa was born in Skopje, Macedonia on 26 August 1910. Or from the early age she was different from other children. Hearing a voice from within her, she decided to be a missionary and reached Calcutta after taking her initial vows as a nun. And you can write the important line as earlier I told you. So this is how actually you can write the summary of this passage, and make sure that you are focusing our today's lecture and don't make it elaborate. Don't write more than 50 words, and remember all the things, all the requirements of summary writing. So send to your subject teacher. Well, dear students, now let's start to know about the second part of the same passage, and the unit is same but lesson is unit 7, lesson 6. Now let's start to know about the passage. This is about Mother Teresa. Well, Mother Teresa was moved by the presence of the sick and dying on the street of Calcutta. She found the home for the dying destitute and named it Nirmal Hriday, meaning pure heart. So, dear students, please make sure that you have underlined the line as I did. Well, she had her fellow nuns gathered the dying people of the street of Calcutta and brought them to this home. They were lovingly looked after and cared for. Since then, men, women, and children have been taken from the street and carried to Nirmal Hriday. These unloved and uncared for people get an opportunity to die in an environment of kindness and love. These lines are very important, dear students. Next, in their last hour, they get human and divine love and can feel they are also children of God. Those who serve the missionaries of charity try to find jobs for them or send them to homes where they can live happily for some more years in a caring environment. So, dear students, please underline and make sure that the lines are underlined by you. And you can write the important line when you are writing a summary. Well, dear students, next, regarding commitment to family, Mother Teresa said, maybe in our own family we have somebody who is feeling lonely, who is feeling sick, who is feeling worried. Are we there? Are we willing to give until it hurts in order to be with our families? Or do we put our interests first? We must remember that love begins at home. And we must also remember that future of humanity possesses through the family. Mother Teresa's work has been recognized throughout the world and she has received a number of awards. This includes the Pope John 23 Peach Prize 1971, the Nehru Prize for Promotion of International Peace and Understanding 1972, the Belgian Prize 1978, the Peach Prize, the Nobel Peace Prize 1979, and the Bharat Ratna 1980. Well, dear students, please remember this line and you can use these lines for summary writing. Well, next, Mother Teresa died at the age of 87 on 7 September 1997. The world salutes her for her love and compassion for humanity. She has taught us how to extend our hand toward those who need our love and support irrespective of creed, caste, and religion. Draped in a white and blue bordered sari, wrinkled face, ever soft eyes, and saintly smile is the picture of Mother Teresa in our mind. So, dear students, this is how actually Mother Teresa worked for humanity, and of course, she is an inspiration for us. Then I think the home. I think you also the home Nirmal Hriday, because people who served here are a pure heart with pure ambition to serve the humanity. So you can use this line for summary writing and submit to your subject teacher. So dear learner, we have already completed Unit 7, Lesson 4, 5 and 6. Dear learner, in this passage we already talked about Mother Teresa, who is not only important person for only Bangladesh but all over the world, because she is called the mother of humanity, and she is also an idol for every human being, and it's our duty to follow the footsteps of Mother Teresa. So dear learner, please give emphasis to our today's lecture, and after that please write a summary and send to your subject teacher so that she or he can help you to fix your problem. And dear learner, another important thing that please stay at home so that you can remain safe. At the same time, another thing, don't waste your time, and remember, prevention is better than cure. So, dear learner, thank you very much.